Did scientists de-extinct the direwolf? No, they didn't. They didn't. These are adorable, adorable, wonderfully adorable, super cute wolves that I guess will apparently grow really big at best. If they survive, which is really kind of shaky, genetically modified, large scale, complex creatures like Dolly the sheep, these types of things, they generally speaking do not uh, live out their full natural lifespan because genetic engineering is not quite to that point yet. That being said, this is an otherwise still super cool advancement because it brings us closer to all becoming JC Denton from Deus Ex. And anything that brings me closer to having my invisibility mod, my gene mods of, throwing giant crates of metal praxis at enemies, yeah, I'm all for it. Super cool. And I would love to see it. That being said, it always does bring up the nasty questions of genetic engineering, such as what if there's a gene mod that makes you smarter, makes you more intelligent, makes you better at, let's say, accruing wealth? Because more intelligent people, generally speaking, get richer than less intelligent people. If that's the case, then it is suddenly an arms race for the richest people in the world to make their kids the smartest people in the world so that they can continue to be the richest people in the world. And the underclass that is not able to afford the best in gene mods, because the best are always going to be the most expensive, you become a permanent member of the underclass that is not able to afford the necessary competitive edge of, super duper intelligence enhancing gene mods. And there are some legitimate philosophical debates to be had about that. If you want to have those debates, let me know in the comments. But other than that, we're kind of all going to be, all boats are raised in a rising tide. And if we suddenly have, some subsection of the population as super intelligent, hyper efficient geniuses, I would imagine the world kind of gets better, even if it's centralized in power. We're probably all going to be, better off. Maybe it's a you will own nothing and be happy, better off scenario, which I know some people are in favor of. But, we're going to be, world's going to change no matter what. And there's always going to be people that, pursue these types of technologies. And that does seem to be the natural evolution of this stuff. But the other side of this is, again, natural evolution. Natural evolution is here because it is a robust system. And de extinction, the gene mods in this dire wolf are kind of just best guess, which is why I'm skeptical that these things are going to survive very long because they have not been time tested mutations that evolve, over time, sequentially. This is a good move. This works. This protein actually works correctly. We know because this organism that had it survived to reproduce. That's why it exists. This gene mod, maybe not so much. Now, what else do I think about the dire wolves? I think it's super cringe that they're naming one of them Khaleesi. I think it's just super cringe because I just don't like Daenerys Targaryen from the Game of Thrones. I think Emilia Clarke's the worst actress in the show. Um, no offense, but she is. She's the worst, and I don't love her character either. I just don't think she pulled it off. She kind of just girl bosses a little bit too effectively, and I don't find there to be enough downsides to her character to unmarry Sue her in the show. In the books, she's fine. I like her in the books, but in the show, doesn't quite do it for me. So, Khaleesi, no, come on. They're not wolves. They're supposed to be like a dragon thing or like a horse. That would be okay. I mean, a horse would be like the correct application of Khaleesi, but not a fan. It is also one of those things where you're appropriating nerd culture, but like you're not a nerd. Like people who like Game of Thrones, generally speaking, are not the height of nerddom. They're the people that are kind of sort of almost into it, but then they adopt this nerd culture, but never suffered for it. They never did any of the things that actually made their bona fides. Yeah. Like me. See, I'm saying I hate Game of Thrones. That is cool. All right. Now again, yeah, this is the guy. Paleo ecologist. This is a designer dog. This is a genetically modified gray wolf. Yeah. I mean that is what it is. Now, I will say about designer dogs, are they genetically modified or are they just bred? I feel like they're bred. I don't think we're making gene modded, teacup poodles. I think we just bred poodles to be small because it'd be super expensive to do this. Now, all right. So now what we're looking for here is these predators could grow up to 6 feet in length, and their large skull and jaws were adapted to take down Pleistocene megafauna. All right. Now, will these guys look like that? Will they have strangely large skulls and jaws? Will they be 6 feet in length? We don't know. We'll check back again if any of them survive, knock on wood. If any of them survive, we'll see. And I mean, it's cool. But again, we brought back a dire wolf, guys. Nah, you didn't. You didn't. You made a cool, again, genetically modified creature that is, obviously adorable. But oh my god, the cry of the dire wolf has not been heard in 75 million years, whatever the number is. No, yeah, we still haven't heard it. It's just a wolf. I don't know. Am I killing your buzz? I apologize. Let me know in the comments if I killed your buzz. Thank you for your time and attention. Good luck in all your endeavors. I shall say farewell for now.